Morning, everybody. Well, it's a nice, somewhat chilly morning, I guess, in Portland, finally. It's been roasting hot here for a long time. And I've been lucky enough to be out of town for most of it, at the beach and in Cali and stuff. But now that I'm back, I'm getting into my daily routine, my daily shuffle, if you will. And I'm better for it, for the trip, and I came back, and last night I sat down and I flipped on Netflix and I was looking for something interesting, as usual, and there was a new movie on there, a new show. It was called, I can't remember the Amazing James Randi, I think it was. Pretty sure that's I know his last name's Randy with an I, but he was a magician back in the day, and still is, I guess. Once a magician, always a magician. But I'd heard of the guy, and I'd seen some of his work. I'd seen some of his performances on certain shows, talking about like other people, like other magicians. He tried to expose Uri Geller, with his spoon bending thing, and nobody would believe that it was an illusion. So James Randi himself went on these shows and started bending spoons. He basically figured the only way to show people that they were being fooled was to go and do it himself. And I was really impressed. He's like one of my heroes now, because as a magician, he believed that a magician has to call himself a magician in his shows. It says, yes, I'm going to fool you. I'm going to create an illusion, and it's going to be a lie. Whereas if you call yourself a psychic or give a different name to it, all of a sudden you become someone who's in touch with these things or has a different connection than you and I to the world. And in many cases this may be true, so there becomes this very, very thin line between reality and illusion. And, to this day, Uri Geller still says that he bends spoons a different way than through, illusion, that he actually does it. It was pretty funny because at the end they showed Uri Geller. He now sells costume jewelry on QVC. I found that kind of ironic. That it's supposed to spiritual jewelry or something, and it's just funny to see how some of these really famous guys that are supposed to be these, these great, I don't know what they call themselves, mentalists, I guess, but no, even mentalist is, that you're messing with your mind. Some of these guys are just playing with people. Anyway, these guys wanted to disprove. James Randi and his buddies wanted to prove that these scientific conclusions that they came to in the 70s about psychic powers were bunk, and nobody would believe them because, of course, science had said it was true. So they went and he planted two of his own people and got them into this group, in this scientific group at Harvard, I think. And they spent 2 years in this group posing as psychics and doing all the same card reading tricks and everything else. And in the end, they revealed themselves on an actual, on Merv Griffin or something like that. It just blew people away, They said, meanwhile, James Randi, the guy, while he had his people there trying to fool them, James Randi himself was actually sending letters to the college, to the scientists, saying, look, you've got a bunch of these people, this is what you need to make sure that they're not fooling you. And he gave them a list of controls. They didn't follow a single one of them. And what it shows is that, illusion is illusion. The science is imperfect. Science is only as good as the people who are doing the experiments and what they're willing to believe. And that makes it very difficult, because when somebody says, yes, we have scientific proof of something, some sort of mental powers or psychic powers, it leads you to wonder, what's your evidence and is it repeatable? And often it is repeatable, but it's because the illusion can be repeated. So it's an interesting concept. I don't know what I believe about the actual idea of spoon bending or mental techniques. To me, it seems like if somebody really wanted to impress someone, they would, bend an I-beam or, do something a little more extreme. And sometimes people have, but often it's not under controlled. Most of the time, it's not under a controlled study to see whether or not they're trying to bullshit you or not. People are going to believe what they want to believe, so they're welcome to that. There are a lot of things I would like to believe are true, but I'm not willing to sit and fool myself and say, yeah, I'm going to believe that merely because somebody told me it was true. So. Not sure what else to say about that situation. I just found it interesting. I thought I would share. And anybody who's got Netflix would probably find it interesting to watch the show. And, because it's fascinating. We've gone through a lot of the different magicians and illusionists, over the last, 50 years or so. And a lot of them play themselves off as just being just magicians, and that's fair. But if you're going to tell the people that you can really do these things, then you need to be able to prove it.